Hi and welcome to this Hoop Plus Fit video. I'm Scarlett and today I want to talk to you about choosing the right hula hoop for you. So hula hoops come in many different weights and sizes. And this can mean that they can be used for different applications. So my first question to you is, what do you want to use your hula hoop for? So I will talk through a few hula hoops with you, and we can also talk about some general rules of thumb with sizing. Again, also there is another depending factor, which is your size. So in my general rule of thumb, I would say that the hula hoop should come somewhere in between your belly button and your crotch. However, if you're going for a weighted hula hoop, it might be a bit bigger than that. So yeah, that's a kind of general rule of thumb with size. I'm going to go through a few hula hoops with you, and just for reference, I am 5'5", which is 162 centimeters. So let's start with our weighted hula hoop. So this hula hoop is a weighted exercise hula hoop. It is 109 centimeters in diameter, which is 43 inches, and the thickness of the material is 25 millimeters, which is about 1 inch. So this comes above my belly button. It is in between my belly button and my chest, and yeah, if you want a weighted hula hoop, that's also a completely fine measurement to have. So first things first, I check, not enough space behind me. That's actually my first rule of hula hooping. Make sure you have enough space, because you don't want to hit anyone, especially not with one of these guys. So let's wind the hoop up and we go. So yeah, I can really feel this one. It's definitely a workout. You might, depending on how easily you bruise, you might get some bruising on your waist and your hips. I really wouldn't recommend the ones with the nodules in, because then you will definitely get bruised. I mean, hula hooping in general is going to give you bruises, but that's okay. Your body gets used to it. So yeah, this one is good for the waist. You know, we can do some of our fitness hooping workout moves. Whoa. Yeah, really feeling it there. Whew, I'm getting hot. Yeah, so it's a great one for the waist and working out, and especially if you're an absolute beginner and you've tried with a few hula hoops, or you're struggling to keep it up, then something like this could be great for you, because the heavier the hoop, the easier it is to keep up. You can do some of these kind of arm movements, these kind of exercises like this. However, I would not suggest to do any hand hooping with this hoop. Woo! It's too much for my hand and my wrist, and you might cause yourself some damage. So yeah, don't try the hand hooping with this one. So next we have this waist hula hoop. Well, it's a dance hoop. It is also 25 millimeters in the thickness of the material. However, it's slightly smaller at 100 millimeters, or 39 inches. This one comes up directly to my belly button, and it's made from HDPE, just pure plastic, and it feels like a breeze in comparison to the last one. It's definitely still a workout. If you are looking for a workout hula hoop, you could definitely use something like this. It's kind of nice and comfortable, and yeah, it's a nice hoop to start with. You can do some hand hooping here. You are likely to get a bit of bruising on your hands with this one. So I kind of would suggest it more for the waist hooping. However, if waist hooping is your goal, and dancing with the hoop is your goal, then this one is a perfectly suitable hula hoop for you. Again, somewhere in between the crotch and the belly button. For me, this one is slightly on the big side, but it's, I mean, just at the top of the spectrum. But it's a nice hula hoop to get started with if you are looking to get started. So next we have this guy. He is a little bit smaller, so he's 90 centimeters in the diameter and smaller in the thickness of material. So it is 20 millimeters or 3/4 of an inch in the thickness here. So as we see, he's coming in between, in between my belly button and my crotch, really in the halfway point. And for, yeah, if you're 5'5", then this is a good size for you. It is also from HDPE, and it is, yeah, it's a little bit lighter than the last one. However, it's still got quite a bit of weight to it that you can, you know, get your waist hooping on, and you can get yourself mobile with your feet. It's also a good one to go from the hand and down to the waist. You know, you can comfortably do some weaves here. And you can get into your isolations. You know, there's a lot of different things that you can do with this one. It's quite versatile, kind of like in the halfway point. And yeah, if you can start with something like this, then great, because you're really setting yourself up to do both hand and waist, if that's your goal. If you want to just waist hoop, then also this one is a very nice hula hoop. Yeah, something that's kind of on the medium range, so you might get some bruising on your hand, but like not too much. So it's it's better for the hands than the last one. And yeah, quite nice on the waist as well. So this is a good size. It might not be your first hoop. Maybe you want to try something a little bit heavier right at the beginning. Maybe you work yourself up to this hula hoop where you can comfortably go between the hand and the waist. So this is a good hula hoop could be for beginners, or it could be for someone who's moving on to the next level. So next I have this one, which is again a little bit smaller in the diameter. So it's 85 centimeters in diameter, which is also 33 inches. We have a thinner material thickness now. It's 16 millimeters, and it is also 33 inches. No, sorry. 16 millimeters and 6/8. So this one is, again, it's a lot nicer on the hand. So yes, you can comfortably do all your weaves and things, and you can also get into those really more kind of tricky or challenging hand movements like flicks, you know, so it's like less challenging on the wrist, less likely to get bruising. It's also possible to waist hoop with something like this. I enjoy this kind of hula hoop because it's nice and thin. It's light for me. You can get more into the kind of throws, catches. Yeah, it's a nice hula hoop to work up to, or if you can start with it, then great. And yeah, also if you want to work mostly on the hand, then it's also quite nice. Hula hoop. This one is also HDPE material. So yeah, I would suggest if you were buying a hula hoop and you're like, oh, should I go for polypro? Should I go for HDPE? If you're going for 16 mil thickness at this size, 85 centimeters, then I really wouldn't suggest to go for polypro. I would go for HDPE, because even this one is starting to get a little bit of a bend on it. And yeah, polypro would be even worse. And yeah, when you're doing these kind of like, if you're doing any kind of like hits and like dancing, then the polypros really, they start like squashing. So you want something a little bit stronger and maybe a tiny bit heavier, than polypro for this kind of size. However, if the thickness of this material was 20 mil thick, so 3/4 of an inch, then actually a polypro would be quite a nice hula hoop here. So that one again, so the thickness of the material does affect quite a lot, but how it feels and what you can use it for. But like I said, with this one, I like having something thin in my hand. It just feels kind of good for me. But it really depends on you, how you choose your hula hoop, what you feel like, how easily you bruise. I mean, I'm not trying to warn you off hula hooping. It's very much fun. So, yeah. But you do get bruises. It's just part of the game. And you do get hit in the face sometimes. That also happens. Okay. So, yes, this hula hoop is a nice one. Kind of good for the hand and the waist. Yeah, you can get into these kinds of breaks. However, it starts to have a bit of a mind of its own. It's a bit too wobbly. So yeah, it's possible to do lots of things with these hula hoops. However, it's maybe not the most ideal one for your breaks. So this little guy is 71 centimeters in diameter, or 28 inches. Again, we have the 16 mil thickness, which is 6/8 of an inch in the thickness of the material. So this one, yeah, it is possible to waist hoop with it, but I mean, it's not really what you have this hula hoop for. This one is much better for some nice isolations, or you can do your throws and your catches, manipulation. This one can be really nice for, so it's a good one for the hand on the off-body kinds of moves. You can also quite comfortably, like break with it here. It's way more in my control now for breaks. So yeah, something a little bit smaller. And actually with this thickness, this 16 mil thickness, it's kind of nicer, it's more delicate, and yeah, it's a nice little hula hoop for a lot of off-body tricks and play. So, what is your goal? Do you want a waist hoop? Do you want a hand hoop? Do you want waist and the hand? In general, waist hooping only, go for something quite heavy. Hand hooping only, go for something quite light. If you want something in the middle, then go for something in the middle. I hope that was useful for you. Please let me know in the comments below. Please like, share and subscribe. And I hope to see you soon.